Hey everyone, this is Candace. Welcome back to day 83 of my 100-day health challenge. Today is a super fast check-in. And I know I've said that multiple times this week and then it's turned out to be really long, but I am seriously gonna have to make this short because I was out even later today than I have been the rest of the week. I waited to see how I felt today. I did sleep in actually, which was surprising, so that was nice. My throat was still somewhat sore, but it started to go away through the kind of middle part of the day. And I still was exhausted and I still have some sinusy stuff going on, but nothing that felt really bad or anything. It more felt weather than, like it was kind of bad in the morning, but I was able to sleep in and then it started to get better. But anyways, I was able to go to the tournament games today and actually stay for all 4 of ours as well as the one in between. I got some grading done. I got some stuff done while sitting there in between the games, was able to watch the games. We had such amazing games today. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And both JV teams won. It was such a bummer because the varsity teams, both boys and girls, they literally went into overtime, back and forth, almost won. Like they were so close, but they both lost. And but they fought to the very end. And I think it was just so inspiring to just see them fight and keep going and persevere and just play to the end, play to their best, never give up. And they came really close. They kept them on the ropes the whole time. It was great. And so it really just was fun today for me. And I did do a lot of yelling. Thank goodness my voice was, my sore throat went away kind of towards the later part of the games. I mean, granted, it's probably going to be sore now again. I do still have some sinusy stuff. But again, I think part of that's also weather. There's some kind of system moving in, I think. But it was such a fun day. And I think what it's just reminding me is that as I'm getting more energy, as I'm feeling better, just trying to find ways to be a part of community. I always try to go to the games when I can, but I'm usually so busy, or there's times when I'm sick or things are going on. And so I'm just really trying to find ways to kind of, as I'm getting better, how do I start incorporating those things back into my schedule, back into my life, and prioritizing supporting the kids in their extracurricular activities too, which I try to do, but I've not made it to very many games this year. And so it was really nice to go to all the tournament games. And then hopefully this is just a good outlook for the spring season. And so anyways, that was really good. And it was just inspiring and exciting. I was able to get work done while I stayed for the in-between games. So I'm thinking about ways I can do that. I've seen other teachers grading in some of the games before, and I just had a hard time concentrating because I get so into the game and I get so competitive and I get just really gung-ho, and every single time they're cheering, I'm just like, rah, so so it's hard for me. So it was really good today to have the in-between game where it wasn't either of our teams. I did catch parts of it and it was really good. They did a really good job too. But it was actually really nice. I got 2 different assignments, at least one all the way graded and then one mostly graded. They were kind of the ones, some of the final ones I had left to do. So hopefully it won't be very much more and I'll have everything in. And I mean, I was close anyways. Going into finals, I always try to be as close as I can. So I was pretty close anyways, but this just got me that next bit. I was able to think through some stuff yesterday for exams itself because I wanted to make some changes to my exams. So I did some of that yesterday. It's pretty much set in place. So yeah, it was just super fun. Tomorrow's another busy day because I have my friend's daughter's first birthday party. So I'm hoping, the energy just keeps going. I can sleep well. I'm really hoping and praying I can sleep well tonight. I did much better last night. It took me a long time to get to sleep, but then once I did, I had a really long sleep. So that was really nice. I hopefully can get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. I've got a little bit of shopping and things to do if I can at all. So I'm going to just see how it goes. I've got lots of stuff to do around the house too. So I've got this whole list. I made a list. I've been trying to prioritize, see how things go. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Nutritionally today, it was a mixture because I always try to support concessions. I always try to support concessions while still being healthy. So I did the best I could today. I didn't have any pop or anything. I just had some coffee. So yeah, that was a little bit because I had, one of them was like a canned coffee and it was one of the only ones they had left, and it was a mocha one. So it was a little bit sugary, but it wasn't bad. It was mostly more cold brew-ish. And so I have one of those, and but otherwise it was all water or all water or regular coffee with no sweetener. And so when I did have a Gatorade, I did need one in the middle of the day. I felt like I needed some a little bit of boost there. So that was a little bit sugary, but it was still good. And then, so I alternated between different foods today. They had, I ate breakfast here. So I had yogurt and some fruit. So that was really good. Then I had my supplements. Then for lunch, I tried to go with like the least gluten-y, most healthy thing I could find, which was nachos. So this wasn't the most amazing thing in the world, but it was better than some things. Again, no desserts or anything, literally just that. Now, the one thing I did do for dinner, I had, they had these barbecue chicken sandwiches and they were homemade. I should have gotten it without the bun. That would have been the best option. I forgot to ask though, and so she'd already made it and I felt bad wasting it, but I probably should have just tossed it anyways and just eaten the chicken. But so I gave a little bit in on the gluten, but it was not bad again. And so I had some chips with that, and otherwise it was really, really not that bad. So nutrition went pretty well today. Supplements, I've got a few more supplements to take tonight because I forgot to take a set with me to the games, or to the second games. I took the lunch ones but forgot the dinner ones, and so I've got to finish that. But I'll be able to do that with just a little snack. I'm gonna relax a little bit. It's so late right now because we were already a half hour after the boys varsity game, which went into overtime. We were a half hour for all the remaining game, or a half hour later for all the remaining games. There was one other one that it didn't go into overtime, but it was really intense too. Well, they were all pretty intense today, which was fantastic. It made for such a good tournament. But it put us back further and further behind. So we were like 40 minutes behind, and then we went into overtime for the girls varsity. And so I have finally got home. But it was a blast, and I was so blessed to get to go, and I'm really looking forward to more things like that in the spring. But anyways, yeah, it was just uplifting. It was a fun day. I was trying to gauge as I went along how I felt. One thing I did do, I took today a support seat for my back, since we were sitting on the hard bleachers. I still can feel that I've but I can feel that strained muscle in my back and hip. I probably really pushed it yesterday and today sitting on bleachers, even if I had a supportive seat today. And it almost gave out on me one point when I was coming down the bleachers. I got to the bottom and almost fell flat on my face on the gym floor. Didn't, thankfully, and it was halftime, but that did not feel pleasant. So I can definitely feel the twinge when I, turn certain ways, I can feel it when I, test it. So it's not bad. It's just, I can definitely feel the achiness. So I'm really glad I have an appointment on Monday to do some chiropractic stuff. So that'll be really good for it. And hopefully get a little bit of a massage in there to loosen it back up and just help it out. But yeah, I didn't because I was so busy today at the games and I got up later. I did not do my intentional exercise routine. So that all to say, unless I do an hour of exercise tomorrow, which my goal was originally 2 separate days of 30 minutes each, intentional, because I did do exercise this week. I just didn't do intentional routines like I planned. So I'm already going to be only halfway to my goal. I'm not going to quite hit it for tomorrow, but I'm hoping to do a little exercise tomorrow so that I can at least do any of that goal, because then otherwise I will have to do it again. I would do it again next week, but I'm kind of hoping I would at least get some of it done. So we'll see. I've probably had the equivalent of 30 minutes multiple days. I just want to be intentional about it, and that's the whole goal there. So for movement and metabolism, I've been taking the supplements and doing a lot of the metabolic support, but I need to be doing the intentional movement, not just I happen to be moving. Like, that's great, but I need to be doing intentional resistance training, or, just making sure that I'm building muscle and really losing fat, not, doing something that's not going to be beneficial at this point in time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have got to go rest, get settled a little bit. I'm a little wired because it was such a fun game and I had lots of caffeine. So I'm like, so I really need to go do that. Get myself to wind down a bit, maybe read something, maybe just relax, listen to some music, and eat a little tiny snack so I can take my supplements, head to bed, and then I've got lots of stuff to do tomorrow too. And then, of course, the week is going to be super busy, and I'm supposed to still travel. So lots of things going on, but exciting and fun. And so just one thing at a time. just taking it one thing at a time, doing priorities, and it's going pretty good. So, all right, that is pretty much it today. I don't have a ton of other stuff to mention. I hope you guys have had a good day, have gotten lots of stuff done or done something fun, and I will see you all tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.